We've been getting a lot of questions about online loans and whether they're the right fit for your business or not. That's what we'll be talking about today on The Money Factor. Welcome to episode 8 of The Money Factor. I'm Ian Varley, CEO of Eagle Business Credit. We've got some great questions coming at us online at #TheMoneyFactor. Let's go ahead and take the first one.
Is an MCA loan right for my business?
So MCA loans, MCA merchant cash advance, online lenders, there's a lot of different varieties of quick and easy to get loans online nowadays, and they're very useful. But I would put them in the category of Band-Aid as to a solution. It's not a permanent fix if you need cash flow for your business. It can be a temporary solution, which is fine. So if you're looking for a quick and easy solution, you just need to borrow a few $1,000s to fix a certain issue, bump in the road, whatever it is, then it could be a great solution. It really depends on your circumstances. But if your cash flow is really the underlying issue here, and for example, you could have a lot of it tied up in your receivables, maybe you need a more permanent solution. Factoring is a great way to go. We can bridge the gap between when you bill your customers and when they pay 45 days later, you'll get money from us within 24 hours. So that's going to accelerate your cash flow. So that's a better solution than an MCA loan because it's not a loan. It works with your company. Your customers repay the advances that we make. You don't have to make a loan payment each month. With an MCA loan, typically it's more a daily or sometimes a weekly debit to your account. And again, if you have a bump in the road and you don't have the money to meet that payment, very quickly you can find yourself in a default position and paying a whole bunch of fees that you didn't expect to pay. So I would say if you're looking at an MCA loan, it can be the right solution, but it really depends on your circumstances. It depends what you're looking to do and how your business is performing. If you've got questions you want to talk about, give us a call. It's easier to talk about it over the phone, and we can give you a little bit of advice as to what we think. Sometimes it's the right answer, oftentimes it's not.
When should I think twice about taking out an MCA loan?
When should you think twice? Yes, if you've already got a loan in place, I would not suggest getting another one. They are very easy to what's called stack. And we've seen several people come to Eagle, and sometimes with up to 3, 4, and I think we even saw one with 5 of these loans in place. That's 5 payments you've got to make on a daily or weekly basis. So I would strongly suggest not taking out additional loans if you've already got one. You're just compounding the repayment amount that you have to make. And sometimes people think that they can just kick the can down the road and, okay, I've got that order coming in, it'll be fine, I'll be able to pay these things off. And that's great if it happens, but if it doesn't, now you're saddled with some debt that's pretty expensive and you really need a better solution. So I would say look very closely at your cash flow again. That's the most important thing. You may be able to make the repayment now, but if something happens, it can change very quickly. Don't go and get several of these very easy to obtain loans. People will approve you at the drop of a hat, but you will find that you're saddling your business with a lot of debt, repayment obligation that if you miss a beat on it, you're going to have a whole world of trouble. And it's much better to find a funding partner that can really be an extension of your business and help you get the cash flow that you need to grow.
What should I be aware of before I enter into an MCA or ACH loan?
So one of the things to be aware of when you're applying for a loan, when you're obtaining an online loan, is obviously the cost, the interest rate, but more importantly, the repayment amount and the frequency. Is it a daily repayment that you have to make and they will pull from your bank account? Is it a weekly repayment? Is it monthly? What's the amount? Can your cash flow support it? You will get approved, usually quite readily, by an online lender. But they may not understand really what's going on with your business. They'll look at the historical trends and the throughput through your bank account, the average daily balance, the number of unpaid checks. But you are the one that really understands where your business is going. So think twice if you're not sure if that repayment can be easily made, because again, you can be in a lot of hot water if you miss a beat. There are some online lenders that have what's called a confession of judgment, and you sign that as part of their paperwork. So if you miss a repayment, they can immediately get a judgment on you. You've already agreed to it in the loan documentation. That's really not something you want to do, because again, all things can happen and you could easily miss a payment one time. Do you want to be declared in default right away and have a judgment? That could be the end of your business. So again, I would think very closely, look very closely at the terms, and really work out if this is the right solution. There are lots of available options these days. Just going for somebody that's first on the Google ranking may not be the right answer. Do some research. Give Eagle a call. If you want to talk through some options, we'd be happy to help. We're not anti-online loans. I think they have a place and a role to play for businesses that need a quick, temporary solution. It can be very flexible. But we're seeing all too often many companies that are getting bogged down with a lot of these online loans because they were easy to obtain, and now they're struggling to meet the repayments, or they're already in default and finding that the costs have gone through the roof and it really wasn't what they thought it would be. So again, do think twice and give us a call. We'll be glad to help with any questions you may have. That's all we have time for today on The Money Factor. Thank you everybody for sending in your questions. You can find us online at #TheMoneyFactor. Please send in those questions, anything relating to your business, money, how we can help you with your finances. We love to get those questions. Until next time, it's Ian Varley on The Money Factor.